Okay, in this video what I want to do is I want to show you how to use video post, yes, video post, to transfer. Let's say that you render an animation sequence in I don't know, PNG file, and you end up that you want to load it into another application that doesn't support PNG files. So you want to convert all of your PNG files to bitmap or JPEGs or things like that. So I'm going to show you how to use video post to do this. So let's just start by creating a very simple scene. Just let's use a teapot. We'll make the timeline very short, maybe 20 frames, and I'll just maximize this here. I'll just create a camera using Control C, and I'll turn on auto key, and I'll just, I don't know, maybe just pan out a little bit, and then just look around and have this kind of motion. So this is the kind of motion that we get. Super great animation. I'm going to go here into the rendering setup. We are going to render in 320 by 240 so that it renders fast. And I'm going to say, like I said, we're going to render as, I don't know, PNG files. So oops, not SGI, but PNG. And I'm going to call that my test.png, save that, and 24-bit will be fine. And we're going to render the active time segment, which is 0 to 20. So if I render this now, it's going to be super fast to render. And we've got our animation sequence. If I go into rendering and RAM player, I'm going to go here and say load this sequence and look at it. And this is what we get. Super great animation. Okay, now that we're done with this animation, we just realized that we didn't want to have a PNG sequence. We wanted to have a bitmap sequence. Of course, I could render that in bitmap and it would not be that long, so that's not a problem. But if you did have like global illumination, reflections, and it took forever to render, basically what you want to do is you want to simplify this, and you want to not render again, but just convert the images. So let's go into video post animation. Rendering, video post. And I'm going to add an image input event, and here I'm going to go in files, and I'm going to grab that image sequence here. Same idea. Oops, sorry about that. I'm just going to go files and load that all formats, and I'm going to grab that IFL file, which stands for an image sequence. You'll see that we've got image driver, blah blah blah, and we want to render video post from 0 to 20. That's fine. So we've got our image sequence that comes in. And then what we want to do is we want to add an output event, and the output event we're just going to save as bitmap, like I said, bitmap files, and we're going to call that my test.bitmap.bmp, and save that, and just save it as 24-bit RGB. That's good, and we're ready to process that. So now that we're ready, just say here execute sequence from 0 to 20. We want to render 320 by 240. If you did want to rescale, you could do that as well here, and say render. Now we've got another sequence of image. If I go into rendering, RAM player, and open, you'll see that we've got, and I'm just going to show you here, we've got the RGB sequence. We've got all our files, and we also have the bitmap sequence. So if I grab test01 and say that I want to see that, okay, and now we've got our bitmap sequence, which is exactly the same, has been converted. So that's basically how you can use video post to either change the size of a rendering, scale it down, scale it up, or if you want to just convert the image format from one format to the other.